Learn Italian the Italian way with Italianissimo Explainer.
What is the Italian word for thank you? Grazie. Grazie is the Italian word for thank you. It is noted as being very simple and is already very popular around the world. Pronunciation. When saying grazie, it is important to ensure you get the pronunciation right. You should make sure that the final IE is clearly heard. What is the Italian expression for thank you very much? Grazie mille. Grazie mille is an intensified version of the basic Italian word grazie, which means thank you. Pronunciation. When saying the core word grazie, you must make sure you get the pronunciation right. Specifically, you should ensure that the final IE is clearly heard. What is a common Italian response to grazie? Prego. If someone says grazie to you, the response you might want to use is prego. In this context, the primary meaning of prego is you're welcome. Besides you're welcome, what does prego mean when you want someone to proceed or express their opinion? Go ahead. It is crucial to remember that prego actually has a lot of different meanings in Italian. Beyond its use as you're welcome, prego can also mean go ahead. You might use prego if you're talking to someone and you want to encourage them to express their opinion or ask a question. You could also use it in a practical setting, such as at the entrance of a supermarket, if you want an elderly person, an old lady or an old man, close to you to enter the store first. What is the informal Italian word for both sorry and excuse me? Scusa. The word scusa is a very important expression to learn because it serves a dual function, meaning both sorry and excuse me. The meaning and function of scusa. Scusa can be used in two main ways. To apologize, you can use scusa to apologize to someone, or to get someone's attention, in the sense of excuse me. It's very important to remember that scusa is informal. With whom would you use the informal address scusa? Used with your friends, your family, people you know well, or eventually people your age. What is the formal Italian word for excuse me or sorry? Scusi. In what settings would you use the formal address scusi? Informal settings include places like work, at university, or sometimes also in shops and restaurants. What is the effect of adding me to scusa or scusi to form scusami or mi scusi? Adding me in these cases simply puts more emphasis on yourself. Generally, you can use both forms interchangeably. For example, scusa or scusami and scusi or mi scusi. Which Italian phrase for I'm sorry is considered very emotional and used to express sympathy for someone's sad story? Mi dispiace. Mi dispiace is used when you are apologizing because you feel sorry for someone. It is typically used when a friend tells you a bad story or a sad story. For instance, if someone tells you they ran out of pasta and wine in their house, the appropriate response would be mi dispiace. What are two interchangeable Italian phrases that mean please? Per favore and per piacere. Both per favore and per piacere simply mean please in Italian. These two phrases are totally interchangeable. This means you can choose to use the one that you like the most. These expressions are crucial for making polite requests, such as when ordering food or inquiring about prices. Now translate the following useful sentence for ordering coffee. Un caffè per favore. A coffee, please. If you walk into a bar to get your caffè, coffee, a very useful sentence would be un caffè per favore. Asking for prices. When asking for the specific price of an item, using the question quanto costa questo, you can also add per favore if you want to be nice. How do you ask, what's your name informally in Italian? Come ti chiami? This expression is essential if you want to get to know people in Italy. It is the informal way to ask this question, as implied by its relation to other informal phrases like come stai. How would you respond to come ti chiami in Italian using your own name? Mi chiamo, then your name. Responding to the question is described as very easy. You answer using the phrase mi chiamo, followed by your name. For example, mi chiamo Italianissimo. What is the informal way to ask, how are you in Italian? Come stai? The phrase come stai means how are you and is the informal way to ask. What is the formal way to ask, how are you in Italian? Come sta? If you want to be formal, you drop the final I and say come sta. This pattern shows the emphasis placed on using the correct level of address in Italian social interactions. How do you say, I'm fine, thanks, and you, in response to come stai? Sto bene, grazie. E tu? Once you have asked someone's name, you might continue the conversation informally using related phrases. Asking, how are you, the informal question is come stai. An alternative to this is come va. This uses va, the third-person singular of the verb andare, to go, and is similar to asking, how is it going in English. To express that you are doing very well, what can you say in response to come stai? Sto benissimo, grazie. What is an enthusiastic, informal way to say, I'm great, in response to come stai? Sto alla grande. What is an alternative to come stai that is equivalent to the English, how is it going? Come va? To come va, one way to respond is va tutto bene, grazie. Everything is going well, thanks. What is the Italian question word for where? Dove. Dove is the Italian question word for where. This word is used with a place to form a complete question. How do you ask, where is the bathroom in Italian? Dov'è il bagno? The expression is highly useful for locating essential places. A very common example of using dove is asking, dov'è il bagno? Where's the bathroom? Although dove can be used to ask for directions, how do you ask for the price of a specific item in Italian? Quanto costa? The phrase quanto costa is the expression you should use when you want to ask for the specific price of an item. It directly translates to how much does it cost. What is a very common Italian expression used to ask for the total amount of money owed? Quanto viene? While quanto costa is used for a single specific item, there is another very common expression related to pricing. Quanto viene? Quanto viene is frequently used when you are asking for the total amount of money, the final bill. If you don't know an item's name, how can you ask for its price while pointing at it? Quanto costa questo? If you want to buy something but you do not know the name of the item, you can adopt the question to refer to the object. You can say, Quanto costa questo? And simply point your finger at the item. If you wish to be nice when asking for the price, you can add one of the Italian words for please at the end of the question. As established in our previous conversation, the two phrases for please are per favore and per piacere, and they are totally interchangeable. Examples of polite inquiries: Quanto costa questo, per favore? Quanto costa questo, per piacere? What polite Italian phrase means I would like and is used for ordering in a restaurant? Vorrei. If you are in a restaurant and want to order food, you can use the word vorrei, which means I would like. For example, vorrei una lasagna, grazie. What Italian verb, literally meaning I take, is commonly used to mean I'll have when ordering? Prendo, meaning I'll have, or literally, I take. For instance, in a bar, you might say, prendo un caffè, grazie, because in Italy, we don't really get a coffee, we take it. How do you ask for the check, the bill, in an Italian restaurant? If you're at a restaurant and want to ask for the check, the bill, the appropriate phrase is Ci può portare il conto? How do you ask someone, where are you from, in Italian? Di dove sei? What are the two types of answers you can give to the question, di dove sei? Your city, sono di, city, or your nationality, sono, nationality. When someone asks you, di dove sei, you have two options for how to answer. 1. Stating your city, origin. You can state the city you're from. Example, sono di Roma. 2. Stating your nationality. You can state your nationality. Example, sono italiano. The rule for nationality endings, gender. If you choose the second option, stating your nationality, it is important to remember the rule regarding gender. Nationality ending in O, like Americano, men leave it as O, and women change it to A. Male example, sono americano. Female example, sono americana. Nationality ending in E, like francese, it stays the same for both genders.
Learn Italian the Italian way with Italianissimo Explainer.